Mozart was a creative genius. The question is, why? I'm Sarah Thurber with FourSight, and this is your 2-minute thinking tip. So what made Mozart Mozart? Most of us would say, I don't know, he was born that way? But in a recent book by Jeff Colvin called Talent is Overrated, Colvin tells a very different story. He argues that Mozart's creative genius was created, and there were 3 key ingredients. First was his father, Leopold Mozart. He was a musician, and this guy literally wrote the book on how to train great musicians. That book was published the very year Mozart was born. The child was his personal lab experiment. He taught him how to play piano by age 3, to compose at age 5, and to perform by age 8. You think this was Mozart's idea? I played piano when I was growing up. I can tell you when I got tired of practice, I went outside. When Mozart got tired of practicing, he practiced some more. And that was the second key ingredient: practice, practice, practice. Experts estimate it takes 10,000 hours or 10 years to go from being good at something to being extraordinary at it. And that's not just time in, that's a certain type of practice called deliberate practice, where you're working at the cutting edge of what you're good at. So where I might play a piece a couple of times and call it practice, deliberate practice is where you play the piece, you analyze where you fumbled, you go right to that spot and play it over and over again, backwards and forwards and right hand, left hand, till you can play it perfectly. And then you go to the next pain point and do it again. Deliberate practice is hard work. It takes effort and it takes focus. For most of us, it's where the behavior change happens. So the good news here is it doesn't look like there's any creative genius gene that you're missing. If you want to become an extraordinary performer at anything, there are 3 things you need: a tough coach, a lot of practice, and deliberate practice, because that's what makes a Mozart. That's your thinking tip from FourSight.